know this is a very challenging time on campuses and really around the world.
I was really unprepared for the level of both apathy and helplessness in the students.
How do you begin conversations around voting, the values of voting, what voting means to students?
The urge to really help at a systemic level is really intense for our students.
So many students were surprised at this idea of incorporating art for civic engagement.
I'm working with feminist practice, history and theory, social practice. We have a collective called Artists Who Vote.
Art for Justice and Social Change.
I am teaching American government. We're doing this kind of like pop-up political party.
Teaching artistic activism principles in my playwriting class.
Implementing performance as activism discourse.
Social justice advocacy for psychologists. How do we do it in impactful and in creative ways?
The theme of this semester was giving permission to question, to challenge, to be unsure.
The work really began stepping back to approach this differently and really listen. We developed these dialogue cafes and conversations would happen, debates, disagreements. There was a lot of vulnerable conversations.
What I loved about the artistic activism lessons, they offered strategies that students described as feeling doable, and that really gave a sense of empowerment and kind of joy.
My students are really responsive to this community guidelines approach, making group agreements of what sort of behaviors are appropriate in a classroom. It made it very easy to segue into how we have these political conversations.
It was really because of the incredible resources that the center offers to get me to really think about ways that we could engage with community partners outside of the campus.
A really key component was younger and older folks really sharing their stories and their concerns for the future.
If they can identify something they're really passionate about, that could be a source of motivation for getting people to actually vote.
They created a voter registration box. It's currently making a tour around campus.
At the political party, they are going to set up different games. The best one that we have is Pin the Poll. So we'll have a map of the greater New Orleans area and ask people to take a guess at where their nearest polling place is.
They ended up putting together an entire immersive performance centered around the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy writing out the text of the Constitution in yellow brick road chalk between the starting point and where the polling place was.
The performances were hilarious. Essentially, this was about the gift of choice, protecting the freedom to vote, and understanding what the dialogue and action of that is.
I was really struck by how hungry our students are for creativity, for engagement of spirit.
They developed a political knowledge that I don't think they would have had.
There is no such thing as an unexpected discipline. Students are artists and they're activists across disciplines.
My relationship to voting is hopeful,